Hi there. My name is Dana Bramston, and 2 years ago, a baby girl who I've named Baby Jane was found here at the Bowness Recycling Depot, frozen to death early in the morning on Christmas Day, overnight on Christmas Eve. I know it's not Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, but I didn't want this day or her life to go without being recognized. I don't know why I care so much, but I do. I don't know why it struck me the way that it did, but it did. She was a human life who had endless potential that didn't end up seeing much of that potential lived. She is one of many, many children who end up in dire situations because parents don't have the resources nor the ability to actually find out what those resources are. And I really wish that people who I talked to in the past, right after this horrendous incident happened, cared enough to follow through in some of the words that they put out into this world. There was talk about getting together with MLAs and discussing angel baskets, better mental health intervention for women in crisis or families in crisis. And you know what? Never happened. I kept trying, and you know what? Didn't happen, obviously, because I'm here by myself right now. So Baby Jane's life mattered. Her mother's turmoil and anguish over this mattered. Other children who were maybe missing because of similar situations matter. Women's health matters. Children's health matters. Lives matter. And I shouldn't have to come to memorials by myself to be able to keep her memory alive. I know it's the middle of winter. I know it's snowing. I know the weather's bad. But just imagine what Baby Jane felt like. Lying, freezing, dying. Because there was no way to deal with crises after childbirth. There was no resources. There's nothing here in Calgary. Actually, not a lot here in Alberta, actually, for children and their parents. Especially right after birth, there should be a way, if you don't feel you can give that child the life they deserve, if you feel like you might harm your child, there should be resources for that. Plain and simple. They have them all over the United States. They're called angel boxes. They're at fire halls. We've got a fire hall here in Bowness that the child could have been dropped off at. The Foothills Hospital could have angel boxes. Anywhere that there's people in the area 24 hours, 7 days a week with medical training should be able to have a way of dropping off a child if you feel like you cannot be a parent and step up. I'm not judging the mother for not having any resources or any hope or any sense of that she had options. I'm not judging parents out there that are found themselves in horrendous, stressful situations where they have to choose between their child or their mental health, or if they're parents with addictions who need to find a better way to deal with their lives and relinquish their children until they feel like they can be parents, good parents, solid parents, and provide their children safety. This is 2020 coming up. We need to do better. I challenge all the levels of government, all of the politicians out there, to heed and maybe even listen to this average person who cares enough to be here for the last 2 years to celebrate the life of baby Jane. And Jason Kenney, you are not making the choices and decisions and options available so this doesn't happen again. We need to do better. You need to do better. You need to stop the cuts. You need to stop making women feel like second-class citizens and treating people who are of a lower socioeconomic class. I use that word class in parentheses because there's no such thing as classes in my world. You need to step up. Your ministers need to step up. This child died because of lack of options, and you just cut off even more options. Why? We need social services. We need medical services. We need mental health services. We need housing. We need childcare. We need hope. We need to be able to raise children to feel hope. Families to feel hope. The province to feel hope. And everybody to feel safe and sound. But it's not that way. And baby Jane's death is just, unfortunately, a symptom of a broken system. I know that Rachel Notley's government tried to fix it. You can't fix everything in 4 years. 20 to 30 years, decades of mismanagement of women's health care, of childcare, child welfare, ended up with a child dying needlessly because the mother didn't have options. That's wrong. In my book, it's wrong. Hopefully it's in your book, it's wrong. I don't know what the solution is. I don't have a magic wand. A child shouldn't have to die because mums and dads out there don't have options. Really. As a woman who can't have kids, that child could have been adopted. I would have adopted her in seconds. There's people out there wanting to be families, wanting to give love. I don't know what the answer is. And I just wish more people cared for the lives of little strangers out there. It's Christmas time. We make a big show of donating to charities, giving turkeys, giving gifts, giving toys. But what about voice? What about giving voice to those people who don't have voices? And standing up to politicians, standing up against a system that is severely, severely broken. We need to do something. I challenge every single one of you. If you don't think that children should die and freeze in a recycling depot because their parents don't have options, to write your politicians, write your MLA, write your members of parliament, write your city councillors, write your community leaders. Call them, go speak to them, make videos like I'm making, because we need to raise our voices. This is unacceptable. And it should never have happened. And right now, guess what? I'll show you. I'm the only one here. The only person who showed up yet again for this poor little girl who didn't have a chance to use her voice to say, hey, protect me. Hey, I need help. Hey, what about me? I am the one person who's listening. And it's pretty sad. This doesn't make sense. Does not make sense at all. That this child's life, obviously, it doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people. Baby Jane, I love you and I always will. You got one person on your side. I love you and I wish you a Merry Christmas up in heaven, and thank you for maybe being somebody's angel to teach them the difference between right and wrong, and about hope and kindness and charity and love. Baby Jane, I love you. I'll be here to see you next year.